Okay, so most recent update, I've spent way too long trying to get something to work. It was an issue with my knockback script because I'm going through and I'm refactoring. Oh, I'm actually refactoring a lot of the scripts that I've got so it abides by the solid design principle that I detailed in my previous video. So basically, I was really struggling to get something to work here, and it was such a simple thing. So I will demonstrate once it loads up. The game's taken a lot longer to compile nowadays because there's so much going on. Okay, so here, if I go at the bottom, oh, where are you? There, damage test. So this white box here actually has a box collider, which is a trigger, which means it will react when anything hits that actual collider. It's got the generic damage script and it's got my knockback script. Now I've been amending the knockback script, which is one of the earlier things that I worked on after following Mr. Taft creates tutorial, and this little white box here, which is very similar to the one I used when I had, as you can see, that little NPC walking back around randomly. Now this actually has the knockback and the damage thing associated with it, and I just couldn't get it to push the player around. As you can see here, this player is just being moved around. It's also taking damage as well. So as you can see here, I'm just going to bully the fuck out of this dude. Dunk, dunk, dunk. And that wasn't working. The reason for this was when I changed the compare tag here. Originally, I think this had like, I think it said like, it was like this. That's what it looked like before, and basically that means that anything that's been tagged as like a player, it will affect. Now, I've actually changed, I've put the serialized fields in here, and as a private string, which means that what's going to happen is anything that is associated with other tag, which I can then change in Unity. So it doesn't have to be player, it could be anything that I type into it, into the box. I'll actually show you here. So if I type, so it's now player, I can amend it within Unity, which is what we really want. We want serialized fields. We want to be able to amend things in Unity without having to adjust it in script. We want to have the script as the foundation and the building blocks of what we want to accomplish within Unity itself. I think I've got that now. So I had it as, I didn't have player in here, I had, it said this. And it was like, sorry, so I'm kind of like, there you go. So it said this, and for ages and ages, I just could not get this fucking thing to work. And that's because it doesn't need to be in quotation marks. That's correct. This is fine. So I'll save this, make sure it's saved. Now, I'm still refactoring, but things are still a little bit broken. I've also included a new asset in here. What was it called? It's called DoTween. Now, I don't actually know exactly what this was doing, what effect it's actually had. If any. Apparently does. So I might have to go over that tutorial again. But again, I came across another problem. So originally this was vector 2, but it's now vector 3. This was do move with a lowercase o, when actually it should have been a capital. And it wasn't working because of these simple things. So basically what I'm trying to say is just make sure you crossed your T's and dotted the I's, because you will, unless you want to be like me and spend several hours trying to fucking fix something. Another thing I come across in here. So now that I've got this new, where it is. So now I've got this. Oh no, actually it is affecting it. It needs to. Yeah, it is. Okay. So regarding, I needed to actually put, for this thing to work, I needed to actually have, when it says get component, and it means rigid body 2D. So basically instead of me having to include the actual component of rigid body 2D, it can just get the component from its parent, which, okay, this sounds really odd again. So this affects the player health. So the player health is currently set as 6. But that component, that game object, doesn't actually have a rigid body 2D. The actual player does here, right? But the player health isn't. So what I needed to have in the script, I needed to make a reference to this by having that it needs to get the component from the parent, basically, and not from the actual game object itself. Yeah. So this I'm actually starting to understand this, which is actually quite impressive. I'm fucking shocked, to say the least. So now I've still got null exceptions. Things are still broken. A little bit. Are they? I'm pretty sure they are. Okay. There should be some red writing that pops up at the bottom of the screen once I hit this box. No? No? Is it? It's less broken than I thought. Wow. Colour me fucking surprised. Does it work on the fire? Oh! It does not like that. Okay. Okay. Oh god, I've been going on for way too long. Okay. The reason why the kickback is a lot more is I think I've set the fire to have a kickback of around about 10 or something. Oh no. Okay. The flame is 2. Frost is 2. Knockback time is 0.3. So what have I done here? What is? Why is the knockback less? Now, that is weird. What is that? Oh, that's that's the fucking oh, it's Do-tween. Okay. Do-tween works. Doing something. Okay, so why? I'll figure this out myself. Oh look, so the little dude here, he's really confused, a bit like me, and I think that sums it up really. But on the plus side, I'm actually starting to get a grasp on certain principles which I didn't think I'd be able to pick up. So if anybody bothers watching this, hopefully that inspires you to actually give this a go yourself.